Hello and a very warm welcome to Varna, Bulgaria for the FIVB Men's World Volleyball Championship 2018. Our next match coming up is a Pool H match between Poland, the defending champions, and Argentina. Well, Poland played their first round matches in Varna, this beautiful city on the edge of the Black Sea, a very welcoming, very hospitable, and volleyball mad city as well. They love the sport in this part of the world. Yes, and it's been home advantage for Poland. They played their Pool D matches here. They came into this match on the back of 5 victories in that pool to top the group. And with only the winner being assured of qualifying for the next phase, they've given themselves a big platform here, especially if they can knock off Argentina, who were the 4th ranked qualifiers, only just crept in off the back of a point in a 3-2 defeat against Japan. But Argentina expected to be the whipping boys in this group. Poland certainly brought plenty of fans with them. Poland have owned Argentina over the last few years. They've met 4 times in the World Volleyball Championships before. Argentina won it back in '86 and '98, but the last 2 were won by Poland in 2006 and 2014. And indeed at world level, Poland have won the last 27 meetings between the 2 teams, including earlier this year in the Volleyball Nations League. It would be a huge shock if Poland were to trip up here. It would be a surprise if they dropped a set here. But Argentina playing without any pressure at all, haven't brought many fans over, it has to be said. They are heavily outnumbered. Any Argentinian fans here will be engulfed in a sea of red and white. These Polish fans have made themselves very comfortable in Varna. As we take a look at their squad, it's a strong squad as well. Vital Heinen, their coach, has rotated, shuffled his pack, brought everybody in. For Argentina, it's a blend of youth and experience, and we're expecting to see that blend in their starting lineup. Julio Velasco, their very capable coach, knows, though, that this is a very, very tough assignment.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise for our team's national anthems? First, the national anthem of Poland. National hymn na Polsce. The national anthem of Argentina. A será nacionalny hymn Argentina.
Small group of fans have made their way over from South America. It's wonderful to see them here. And here are our two officials for this match. On the far side, the first referee in the high seat. The second referee at floor level on the near side. From the Dominican Republic, Yuri Ramirez.
The second referee from Russia,
And Andrei Zenovich comes over from Russia. Mr. Ramirez has been here for the first round matches in Varna. He's very happy to still be here. It's a very welcoming city. It's been a wonderful host.
And now the time has come. Dami gospoda, najbliższy moment do pointu. Wszyscy zapoznani z ostatnią decyzją.
The starting lineups will, of course, be led by big Peter Novakovsky, his towering middle blocker. Not expecting any big changes with Bartosz Kurek coming through, the outside hitter who's built like a middle blocker. Artur Shalpuk going through there, another big outside hitter. Fabian Drizga is the setter. Start for Alexander Sluka at the opposite position. And Jakub Kochanovski, who's really nailed down that second middle blocker position for Vital Heinen, courtesy of his outstanding serving as much as anything. So, Alexander Sluka, who's seen plenty of playing time, but gets a start in this big match today. Maximilian Cavana is the setter for Argentina. Christian Poglahen, a big outside hitter. Facundo Conte will join him on the outside. Agustin Luzier, a young middle blocker. Sebastian Solé is his middle blocking partner. Bruno Lima will be the opposite. And Alexis Gonzalez, the veteran, 7 years old, will play libero. Speaking of veterans, Julio Velasco, 66-year-old, who coached Italy to such distinction, a couple of World Championships, World Cup, 5 World Leagues as well. That is the strongest lineup he can send out. It's the lineup he's preferred during qualification. Argentina did rather sneak through. And, there is no such thing as an easy ride by the time you get to the second round of the FIVB World Championship. But boy, they've been thrown in deep here. Poland, Serbia and France in this group. All of them contenders, not just to get a medal, but to actually win the whole thing. And Argentina have somehow got to conjure some wins up out of this, carrying 6 points over from the first pool. Realistically, only 3 straight wins will get them close to a shot at finishing second. And realistically, they're just here to go out and have some fun. Alexander Sluka will get this one underway, serving for Poland, serving Conte. And on the outside, and going long early, is Bruno Lima, one of many young Argentinians that have made their breakthrough this year into this squad. And realistically, it's a team that probably aimed to get to the second round. Well, they've achieved that. Sluka then serves long. Poland did drop a couple of sets along the way. Winning all their matches. They dropped one against Finland, Cuba, and one against Bulgaria. But when they really had to turn it up against their closest challenger on paper, Iran, they blew them off the court comfortably. Cavana serving. And that is a winner on the far side for Artur Shalpuk. It'll be the first of many for him. Will send Peter Novakovsky back, and Novakovsky is one of those tricky servers. It's not about power and speed and pace. Novakovsky manages to get some flight on this ball. There's bamboozle a succession of opponents. Well, it didn't bamboozle Conte. Conte couldn't get the finish though. Bart Qualley can beat the block but can't beat Cavana. And Lima gets the better. No, he doesn't. I thought he got the better of the block, but that ball spun off the block and over onto the Argentinian side. So, the early breakthrough, yeah, there it is. A bit unlucky there, Bruno Lima. Faced with this formidable Polish block, and it is such a weapon. Almost got the better of it. But the early breakthrough goes to the Poles as Nowakowski serves, and that's an overpass, and it's dispatched with interest by Kurek. That was Conte making a mess of that one. And it's the worst possible start this for Argentina. And again, it's that Nowakowski effect. He's able to put some flight on this ball. You just watch it and you think, at that pace, why does it cause problems? But it does consistently every time. And that's an ace that he's dropped right on the line. You know, if you're Argentina, you might even want to think about challenging that. But I think they've called a timeout instead of challenging it, because I think they recognise that that had dropped on the line. It might have been worth just trying to roll the dice and see if something came up. But as it is, Julio Velasco, this hugely experienced and vastly successful coach, he's just going to have to settle his players down here early. Of course, he had all that success with Italy. There's a lot of people who will tell you this is the man as well, Julio Velasco, that laid the foundations for Iran's emergence as a big player on the men's volleyball stage. He coached their national team between 2011 and 2014. It's probably beyond even his powers of coaching ability to conjure a win against the Poles. Nowakowski finally does serve a long one. He will sit down as Pavel Zatorski, the libero, comes in, but it's advantage Poland here early as Christian Poglahen will drop back. Consistently their most reliable source of spike points, Poglahen. Double Olympian, played in London, played in Rio. That's a tremendous dig from Kavanagh, and that's just dumped over then by Luzer. And that is dispatched with authority by Jakub Kochanovski. Well, it's only the first 8 points, but already Argentina are looking rather outgunned here, despite that tremendous dig from Kavanagh. And a rescue as well from Luzer. There's Bartosz Kurek. Will now look to serve. Again, it's an overpass. Oh, it's dropped in. Well, a misjudgment there from Sluka, who said, leave it, leave it. Well, they got lucky there, Argentina. Had no business being in that point. And an error of judgment on the other side. That's just a reaction there from Conte. He's got no idea where that's going. And Alexander Sluka went over there and said, don't worry, that's dropping out. And it didn't caught the line. That's a freebie then for Argentina, and they respond with Luzer sending a really deep one in. So he will sit down as the distinctive libero, Alexis Gonzalez. His bald head and his beard and his over 160 appearances for his country checks in for Argentina. Another really, really poorly handled serve, Poglahen with the overpass, and Poland just cruising to an 8-3 lead here at the first technical timeout. There's a timeout when a team reaches 8 and then 16 points. As Alexander Sluka puts that away. Well, service reception, probably the biggest of Argentina's problems. They've got a world full of them, but at the moment they can't handle this Polish serve at all. Well, I don't think too many of these fans expected a tough one. They know it's going to be a lot harder over the course of the weekend with France and Serbia to come, and there is still a chance that Poland, even with a 3-0 win here and moving to 18 points could still get a run out of a top 2 finish if they ended up losing both of those matches. Big if, of course. Nice rescue back court there, and then put away, and that was Zatorski doing the defensive work for Poland. Well, they can't find winners. They're struggling to handle the serve. They can't get a block going. It's tough to know where Argentina need to improve. Quickest, Lisandro Zanotti is already into the lineup as Julio Velasco looks to try and change things up. Shalpuk then with serve. Kavana with the reverse. It's kept alive. Kept alive again by Shalpuk. And they're queuing up to take a piece of that. That's nicely defended by Conte. And that's coming back again. Poland looking to finish this away with Sluka. Gonzalez won't have it. Now Conte, if he can beat the block, he can beat the block, but he's got a touch as well. Now I think Fabian Driesger's saying, Coach, you got to challenge that. Well, again in real time, and the video will tell us, that did look as if he just slid it past there, but it didn't take a touch. Let's wait and see. And already Fabian Driesger, the Polish captain, spent a lot of time in matches talking to the first official, and Vital Heinen, who spent a lot of time talking to the second official. They're both at it. Well, any touch there? Got a long wait here. That's Julio Velasco looks on. So, come on. Anything there? Not even close, is it? Oh, is it just did brush the forearm, they're saying. It did brush the forearm. Well, you have to look at that 3 or 4 times to see the forearm just contacting there. I'm not so sure he still quite believes it. No, he doesn't. But that is the call on that. Heinen's going to talk himself into a yellow card here. And here it comes. No. The second referee is going to go over and have a word with Mr. Ramirez. He's got the yellow card in his hand but hasn't brandished it yet. Now he's put it down. Meanwhile, Maximilian Kavana is now getting involved, along with Facundo Conte. So, a bit of early controversy here. It's gone the other way. Well, I must admit, it didn't look like a touch. It was close. When you actually looked again, you thought, that's gone a little bit close to the forearm, but I'm sure that didn't deflect off. And after all this, so the Poles have gone from being furious to the Argentinians being furious. Well, if you're not even going to get the marginal calls going your way, Argentina really are in a world of trouble here. That is 10-3. Shalpuk will continue then. Zanotti handles that one. And the stuff block is there. That is Jakub Kokonowski saying no way. And more personnel changes. Jose Luis Gonzalez looks like he's going to come in for Bruno Lima, who is checking out early. So they've already chased Poglahen out of the lineup. Now, did that take a touch? Yes, it did. Guess who isn't happy? Well, Facundo Conte will be able to serve eventually when Vital Heinen's gone back to take a drink, which he has now. Fabian Driesger, who's always got plenty to say for himself, the Polish captain, has had another conversation in the chair with Mr. Ramirez, who would have known that's coming. Driesger can be a... Now we've got something else going on here with Maximilian Cavana getting involved. This is a stop-start beginning to this rather one-sided first set, and quite a bad-tempered affair as well. Is there a challenge coming in here then? Surely not. Well, Cavana's now gone to the second referee. We will eventually get something going with Jose Luis Gonzalez when we get the whistle, which we've just had. Goodness only knows what that's all about. Well handled by Zatorsky. Kwolek, too strong for the block. A great rescue there from Cavana. Conte can't beat the block. Gonzalez keeps it alive. Gonzalez will look for the finish here and get the finish as well. That's about as well played a point as Argentina have managed thus far. Really good defensive work there from Cavana, who's a big Lionel Messi fan, incidentally. And then on the far side, Gonzalez, who may or may not be a Messi fan, with the finish. Oh, it's an ace serve has dropped in from Gonzalez. And interesting because it was Kurek who led the cheers there. The players know he thought that was going long, but then he realised, oh no, that has dropped on the line. Didn't bother putting a challenge up on that, so Gonzalez will continue here. That one's floated a long way adrift. Now the other Gonzalez is back in, Alexis Gonzalez. Now, if you haven't seen Jakub Kokonowski serve before, he can be a real handful. That's really well handled by Conte. And put away nicely by Soleil as well. Well, that's a dangerous server. They just got out of the rotation there as well. Gonzalez, the libero, will give way to the other libero, Ignacio Fernandez, a much younger player. Anybody's younger than the 37-year-old Alexis Gonzalez these days. Fernandez in. Zatorsky handles that. Kurek denied by Conte. That's Fernandez. There's, and Conte will just shovel it over. Options going on here then. Novakovsky can't find a winner. The blocks just held it up. Now a nice touch from Lisandro Zanotti to finish it off. The outside hitter. That's another well-worked point. Argentina, after all that chit-chat that was going on, just started to settle down a little bit here. Conte then continuing. Nicely handled by Sluka. Kurek goes cross-court and says, let's just snuff that revival out right there. There was some authority there from Bartosz Kurek. And Fabian Driesger. A beauty. Zanetti's done really well there, and somehow Soleil has managed to handle that. Side out Argentina. All it needed was a bit of a touch, and a bit of a touch was all it got. So Soleil, decent player. He was the best middle blocker in the World Cup of 2015. Against some very good opposition as well. That's Gonzalez finding a deep one as well. Jose Luis Gonzalez bringing some veteran experience to that far side. And rather surprisingly, it's the Poles that have been forced to take a timeout here with their lead, which was looking embarrassingly easy at one point, being trimmed to 3. love is in the air as well. A lot of Polish fans in the building, enjoying themselves. Certainly enjoyed watching the first round when Poland went 5 wins out of 5. Maximum haul of points as well. Looking to carry that on here against Argentina. Sluka wasn't messing around there, was he? Drove it straight at Gonzalez. And there's no way that one was coming back. Sluka getting a couple of words from Vital Hayden as he went back to serve there. This Belgian coach of Poland who coached Germany and looks after the Poles, charged with the job of getting them to successfully defend their crown. Such a fiery character. It's one of those dropping serves. And Sluka's kept that alive. And that has been finished by Schalpuk. That was not a point that you thought they had any business winning, the Poles. All about keeping it alive. Seeing if something would happen, and then eventually when they got it over to the far side, Schalpuk again, too strong for Kavanagh and Luzer. Big point for the Poles. Any slim chance of Argentina getting back into this first set, you'd think had been snuffed out right there. As Sluka will continue. Zanotti's made a bit of a meal of that, so they'll just have to dump it over. The initiative passes to Poland. They'll go with Kurek. And there's as many touches as you like there. The double touch, maybe been four touches as Gonzalez chucked it over. So Poland get to the second technical timeout in good shape here. 16-10 they lead. Party time in Varna. Party time for the last week and a half for these fans. They've loved it. And still enjoying themselves. Will they be enjoying themselves by Sunday night when this round of matches comes to its conclusion? Will they be heading to Italy to mount a defence of their title, or will they be heading home? Really nice set there. Gonzalez, though, couldn't find a winner. Schalpuk was there to help block it, and the backcourt attack comes in. And I think Sluka's made a mess of that. Everybody knew it, everybody saw it. Here he comes. Oh dear. Yeah. Foot right on the line there. Novakovsky denied by Kavanagh, but the block was there. If they ever decide they really want to crank it up, the Polish block can be such a beast. Kurek, who just brings such a huge physical presence with his spiking, such just a naturally capable blocker to plug in alongside the likes of Kokonowski, Novakovsky. Schalpuk always takes care of things defensively as well as his attack hits. And here comes Novakovsky again, and remember the chaos that he sowed on the Argentinian side of the net when he served last. Zanotti has dealt with that. Gonzalez gets a touch on the way through. Side out, Argentina, with Christian Foglehen brought back in as Zanotti sits down. He did the right thing there, Velasco, the way that first set was unravelling. One or two players definitely had their heads down. Oh, that's a sizzling serve. Kurek's done well just to keep it alive. Schalpuk will just dump it over. Gonzalez. But the put away is not available. Zatorski takes it. And then Shalpuk finishes the job. They're going to have trouble blocking Artur Shalpuk. He's a consistently powerful spiker, whether it's cross courts or down the lines. Here it comes, the block looking there. Two of them there. Just couldn't quite stop him. Takes a lot to stop Shalpuk. But he's online. Now Kurek with Poland 18-12 up here. First set. Here's for the big one. Oglahin handles that. Conte looks to finish the job. The block is there, and the block has snuffed it out. Nothing doing there for Facundo Conte. Conte plays his club volleyball in China. The Shanghai club absolutely owned there by the Polish block. And Velasco says, okay, let's call another timeout. Just break the rhythm here.
Fácil, podemos jugar rápido. Primero tiempo entraron casi todos. Okay, vamos.
So these Polish fans ready to celebrate the first set, which is surely heading Poland's way. Whatever happens over the remainder of this first set, Poland can just side out if they wish to. They don't have to take any risks at all on their own serve. Kurek, though, will always go for a big one if he can. Conte's handled that. Kavanagh takes the quick set to Luzer. It's been rescued by Kavanagh. And then Gonzalez can't beat Zatorski. Shalpuk. Once again, Shalpuk, as he does so often, gets the better of the block. And everybody was there for Argentina. I mean, on another day, you'd say, yeah, three of them, you're in trouble here, Shalpuk, but no. So Kurek then will serve. Gonzalez scrambling around there, and that's Kokonowski snuffing out Luzer. Yeah, this is going to be tough sledding for some of these young Argentinians. Another player that's just emerged really for Argentina this year. The youngster, only 20, Agustin Luzer. He is getting a taste of very, very high level competition and will be the better for it. Now Pablo Crea checks in, another vastly experienced player. Represented Argentina in the last two Olympics. Crea, so everybody's getting a look here for Julio Velasco. Usually, if you've got players rotating and shuttling in and out, that means you're in a bit of trouble. They're in a world of trouble here in this first set. Kurek's serve eventually comes to an end. Low match comes in along with Schultz for Poland. This is a regular double substitution that Vital Hayden likes to make. He brings in Schultz, an opposite hitter, and low match, the setter, brings them in together very often just to close out a set. And this set is getting closed out. Jakub Kokonowski. It's just been impossible to knock out the starting lineup. They've got Mateusz Bieniek behind him, and he has just grabbed that second spot alongside Novakovsky, and it's going to take an awful lot to get him out of there. His serve is definitely a big part of that. Shalpuk looks to go to work. The attack hit comes in. That's been dealt with by Shalpuk defensively. Sluka can't find a winner. Conte stuffed out of it by the block. Good reactions from Sole. Conte will have another go and gets the win with Schultz and Kokonowski there. Boy, they had to work for that. A tremendous pick-up there from Sole. Gonzalez. And Schultz. Did that take a touch? No, it didn't. Well, they're just going through the motions here, really, the Poles. A few loose points being played as a result. Gonzalez, who came in early and has really helped settle Argentina down. One of these very experienced veterans. Schultz gets that one right. The block was there from Soleil and Conte, but they just couldn't handle it. And that will take Tokanovsky up. Next, Schultz straight back to him after he missed the earlier one. Out goes Peter Novakovsky. There's big Mateusz Bieniek. Does check in. Handled by Gonzalez very well indeed. The other Gonzalez just has to stretch a bit. Sluka. Gonzalez keeps that alive. Conte. Oh yeah, gets the winner. The block. Bieniek and Schultz couldn't stop him. Yeah, played that really nicely. Just threaded it past Schultz. Lomac was there, backcourt, but couldn't pick it up. So side out Argentina. It is still mission impossible here. Facundo Conte with the jumper. And that will take Poland to set point.
Set point for Poland. Set point from Russia.
And it's Damian Schultz who will serve. Gonzalez picks that up. The other Gonzalez is stuffed out of it completely, though. Alexander Sluka leading the cheers, and Poland wrap up a very, very comfortable first set indeed. They got off to that fast start. Argentina was shell-shocked, never looked like recovering. And the only question was, how wide a margin were Poland going to win that first set by? The answer, 9 points. 25 to 16. Nothing doing there for Jose Luis Gonzalez. Sluka saying no way. Big stuff block there then to wrap up a pain-free first set for the reigning champions, who are looking for a 13th consecutive victory at World Championship level. Now this will also be their 100th World Championship win. Here's how they wrapped up that first set. So as easy as you like there for Poland. Look at the numbers. It's the 1 ace each, but the big difference, and it jumps out at anybody there. The block points. Poland 6, Argentina not close to getting a block. On paper that looked like it was going to be a big difference maker, and it certainly turned out to be exactly that. In a first set that Poland jumped on early and just jogged through without exerting themselves too much. So regrouping needed then for Argentina. Poland have dropped sets. They let one slip against Finland. They let one slip against Cuba, rather surprisingly. And in a really hard-fought match against Bulgaria, they dropped one there as well. So Poland not infallible. would be a surprise if they let one slip here. It's a very, very happy Polish support here at the moment. And they have good reason to be happy. Their team looked pretty comfortable in that first set. Will things change in the second set? Maximilian Cavana will be hoping that is the case as the Argentinian setter serves to get this second set underway. A quick take there from Mateusz Bieniek. Well, that's a big change already here as Bieniek continues to get playing time at the expense of Novakovsky, who is nowhere to be seen at the moment. Bieniek with a tricky little serve that's caused problems. Poglahen, who's been a non-factor in the match so far, just has to dump that over. The block was there, just kept it alive. There's a terrific spike there cross-court that Sluka couldn't really do much with at all. So side out. Well, they've got to be more efficient, the Argentinians, that is for sure. Christian Poglahen has got to get involved, you would think. It's a good serve. Brilliantly handled by Sluka. The block was there, but they still didn't pick up a point. Gonzalez with the rescue. Cavana setting up Gonzalez. He's blocked out of it again. It's Schalpuk again. Block point number 7. Doesn't seem to be any way around that. And they're doing this without Peter Novakovsky, who's got his tracksuit top on as well on the sidelines. And it looks like he has been withdrawn. Just don't need him. So that'll be extended playing time then for Bieniek and Kokanovski. Kurek continues. You get the feeling if this stays comfortable like this, there's a few other players are going to be getting an airing. The likes of David Kanarski may well be coming on. Of course, Vital Hayden, whilst he will be treating the competition with respect, obviously, and an opponent with respect, he knows that there are 2 huge matches coming up over the next 2 days. And he's going to want to keep everybody fresh for those 2 games against France and Serbia, including Artur Schalpuk there. It's just about kept alive somehow. Sluka goes cross-court. That's all it needed. Easy as you like. Yeah, the difference in the blocking is stark, it really is. Poland absolutely dominant, and Argentina just can't seem to find anything, can they? Conte doesn't handle serve particularly well. Gonzalez absolutely nails that one though. Boy, Jose Luis Gonzalez couldn't have hit it much better than that. Well, at least this is a better start to this second set for Argentina. After the first 7 or 8 points, it was virtually game over in the first set. That's a decent serve as well. And the pipe attack is denied by Schalpuk from Poglahen. A bit of blocking going here as well. And Gonzalez, tricky. Well, you bring in someone like Jose Luis Gonzalez, you're bringing him in because of his intelligence and his experience. The 33-year-old is showing all of that here. Well, it didn't take Julio Velasco long to bring Gonzalez into the lineup. He didn't start, remember. I don't get the feeling he's going to be going anywhere, and Sluka has handled service really poorly. And a rather fortuitous point there for Poland. So that spun horribly off Sluka's hand. And he got the scruffiest of winners out of it as well. But they all count. They can't all be highlight reel points. Just a touch, bit of a net cord. Conte tangled up. Yeah, there's the second touch. Landed on him. Kokanovski, who they will be playing the bulk of this match from here on in. Goes down the line. Conte has handled that. Gonzalez is blocked out of it again. Wieniek saying no way. This block is just destroying Argentina. It really is. And this is happening with Novakovsky on the sidelines with his tracksuit top on, arms folded. That's their #1 blocker, and they don't need him. Kokanovsky. Another one of those dipping serves. Nicely picked up there by Kokanovsky as well. Polak can't beat the block, but they'll get another look at this. A containing block. And then did that take a touch on the way through from Sluka? Yes, it did. Now they're saying no, it didn't. Now the Argentinians are saying absolutely no way did that take a touch. And if the players... Ooh, I don't know, that might have just grazed Solé there. The video replay will confirm it. If Solé knows it has touched him, he really should say don't challenge this, but he is instead saying challenge it. So block touch is the challenge. Not always players know, especially with the block touch. So if this has touched Solé. Oh, is there anything there? No, it looks like it's just... No. There's absolutely no point in a player saying it didn't touch me if the replay is going to prove that it did. You'll lose friends in the locker room very quickly doing stuff like that. So any time you see players reacting like that off a touch, you can be almost certain that the replay is going to confirm what the player has said. So Facundo Conte then will continue a point here. Sees Argentina level. Schalpuk handles serve. Schalpuk looks to finish the job, but can't. And Argentina are level. It's a miscue that from Schalpuk. He's normally very, very reliable. It was well judged by the Poles as Conte went long. Michael Kubiak for Poland in this match as well. The captain who also does a lot of the opposite hitting. That's Sluka's job today. Another guy that can talk. As can Fabian Driesger here. Who serves out. And Sebastian Solé goes back. Zatorski handles. Polak was reaching at second best there. So they'll go to Sluka instead, and Sluka will finish the job at the backside. And that'll take Poland to the first technical timeout, 8-7 in front, but just coasting a bit here through the early points, the Poles. Argentina will take a bit of encouragement from the fact that they're still very much in this second set.
What we are doing, 7 points for them. 2 hits out from us. 2 serve mistakes. 1 losing tip, 1 overpass. We give 6 or 7 points away, guys. What we do good is block defense. It's great. Come on. Put the trains in our defense. You're passing, you're striking, you're serving. Great. Much cooler there.
Mikael Hayden making the point that his players have given away some points here. Hayden is quite seeing a sense of urgency that he would like either. And I think if that doesn't change, there might be 1 or 2 new players coming in. Especially if they let Argentina stick around too much longer here in this second set, which really shouldn't happen. But at the moment it's 8-7. Sluka with serve. That was never going anywhere. So side out then for Argentina. And it's Maximilian Cavana, who has a better beard than Lionel Messi, let's be honest. He'll serve. Oh, there's a miss there from Wieniek. Driesga laid it on a plate for him. Any more of those, and might be bringing Novakovsky back off the bench. That was a big miss. So Kamana will continue then. He didn't have a lot of room to play with there, Bart Kurek, but he finished the job at the second attempt anyway. Straight back at him from Conte, wouldn't it? Really nothing Conte can do about that. So here's Bieniek. Where's Kamana going to go? Yeah, we went to Poglahen, but Poglahen is really struggling to impose himself. Meanwhile, Bart Kurek is starting to impose himself. Back-to-back kills for Kurek. So Bieniek will continue with serve. Not really well handled at all there. And Poglahen again couldn't find a winner. Impossible from there. Schalput can find a winner, and Poland make the breakthrough. Well, as tough a time as Christian Poglahen is having, the centre contact points are just all over the place for Argentina. And if the centre is not in that arc underneath the net, the imaginary arc, it's very difficult for him to put his outside hitters in a strong position. Poglahen was in no kind of position there at all to find a win. Couldn't do it. So it's now 11-9, and Bieniek will continue with serve. Gonzalez handles that. That's a much better service reception, and that's the difference. Give it to the centre where he wants it, and he'll find someone. Easy as you like. Pablo Crea getting on the scoreboard. Side out Argentina. Poglahen goes for a big one. Has to do some defensive work to deny Kurek. And then Kurek is there, but it dropped out from Thomas Lopez. So the new man for Argentina, who didn't play in the last two matches at all, including the decider against Japan when Argentina needed a point. And that's exactly what they got to qualify. Playing that one, but he's made a contribution here. Poglahen then will continue with serve. Big serve. You've got the feeling one or two of these are going to start dropping, but Schalput's handled that brilliantly as well, and will very cleverly finish the job as well. Now Driesga's off again. We look at the replay of that lovely little touch there. Now Driesga and Kamana have both gone over to the chair. They are being sent on their way. There we go, here's some changes. Kurek and Driesga out. Schultz and Lomach in. They usually come in late in a set, but clearly Vital-Hein has decided to mix it up, bring him in earlier, which he's done before. And then they'll play generally 4 or 5 points together and then check out together as well. But here they are, with Lomach back to serve. Schultz in the rotation as well. Oh, that was too good. Poglahen got rid of a ton of frustration on that spike, but just bounced off Alexander Sluka and away into the crowd, in the press seats. It's been a long time coming, that one for Poglahen. Crea then will serve long. But they're back in business here. Argentina, if there's a side out here, we're level again. See what Schalput has got to say about that. Flat serve. Gonzalez, though, can't beat the block. Sluka was there, Kokonowski was there. And it's yet another dominant block. Yeah. Off the Gonzalez's shoulder. So Poland back in front. Sluka with a dipping serve this time, and that's well handled by Thomas Lopez. More changes. And it's the veteran Luciano De Checo coming in, along with Martin Ramos, who's a championship experience level player as well. So here is De Checo, the captain. Now then, that was a bit of a wild one. Perfectly balanced there, Jakub Kokonowski. Once again, Argentina have just trimmed that deficit back down again. They're level again. Well, if it is all about experience, De Checo's your man. Take a touch. No, it didn't. Schultz is a bit wild. Are we going to challenge that? I think the coach was looking at the players there as if to say, is that worth a challenge? And nobody was making eye contact with Vital Hayden, so he's had to let it go. Or have they decided to have a go? I think they might have done, actually. Hayden looked like he was going to, then he didn't, then he did. So is there a block touch here? Why nobody really on the Polish court said, yeah, challenge that. I think that was all Vital Hayden's own work. Argentina looking to continue this good little run here. Schultz denied by Gonzalez. De Checo. Lopez denied by Schalpuk. Sluka over the block. Handled there by Poglahen, who can't find a winner. Lopez can. Lopez confirms Argentina's first lead of this match. And that takes Argentina to the technical timeout, 16-14 in front. And I don't think that's going to be a very happy huddle there on the Polish side, as Vital Hayden gets ready to let rip. Interesting to see how different Poland look coming out of that huddle. It's a great opportunity this for Argentina against the Polish team, who are obviously treating this second set as if it's rather too easy, and that is goodbye to Damian Schultz and Grzegorz Lomacz. As Kwolek and Drieska come back in. That was short, not so sweet. De Checo will stay in. Double Olympian, World League and World Cup best setter back in 2011 in his heyday. What a heyday it was. Poglahen is denied, but no, he isn't. Kurek couldn't keep it in, and Argentina build their lead. And I don't think Vital Hayden is hugely impressed at what he's seeing here. We look at this again, he's called a timeout. There's Poglahen going to work and starting to really swing with more confidence now, the longer this second set goes. The Poles don't seem super motivated in this second set, that is for sure. So De Checo will continue. This is a 3-point lead for Argentina, and they may never have a better chance of taking a set than they have right here. Schalpuk with the overpass. Poglahen denied. That was an important block from Bartosz Kwolek, who's been brought into the action, but still, everything is flowing Argentina's way here. I think he's going to get reviewed as well. Block touch is the call. That's what's being questioned. Julio Velasco is having a conversation with the second referee. Anything there? Two hands going for it. Anytime you've got contact like that, you're going to call a touch. And now we'll have to call next time out as well. It's real stop-start stuff here with Poland completely off the boil.
It's free. Overpass the racket. You find out. It's free giving away. I don't know how to say. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
he's not impressed. That much we can be certain of. Vital Heinen has not enjoyed these last few points. Go back as setter, Koktanovski's in there, Schalpuk and Kurek, Kwolek as the opposite hitter, and Pavel Zatorski. That's the lineup Poland have on. It's Zatorski handling that, Kurek touching the antenna. Well, nothing's working for him at the moment. And that little knot of Argentinian fans are loving this. Their flags are flying. Here we go, nice reverse set. All he's got to do is avoid the antenna. And he can't. Oh, this is poor. You have to say Argentina holding their nerve and holding their game together very well indeed. Looks like Bieniek's going to be coming back in here. As Zatorski, the libero, checks out. The big bodies are back. Now Koktanovski needs a run on serve just to try and get Poland level. They need 4 points from somewhere. Gonzalez handles that. Bieniek with the block. And then Lopez too good. Lopez is certainly having a pretty useful game here. Brings a bit of freshness and energy to this Argentina squad. There he is again, confidently having a go at that one. Kwolek handles serve. Can't finish the job though. Gonzalez has taken care of that. And that's a nice hit from Poglahen. Slowly but surely making some impact here, Christian Poglahen. And Argentina definitely going to be taking this into a fourth set. And it's Lopez who will serve. And the officials are happy. Kwolek again is targeted, handles it well. Kurek too good that time. Side out Poland. Driezga then to serve. Poles needing 5 points from somewhere. Schalpuk handling that. Can Kwolek get a winner? No, he can't. Driezga to Zatorski. They'll send it to Kurek. He's blocked out of it. Schalpuk's kept it alive. Second touch doesn't work from Bieniek. So Argentina looking to keep it alive and had no angle at all. Kwolek blocked out, but drops out as well. So Poland get one of those points back. Another good rally. Ran out of angle there, Argentina, in the end. Driezga then will continue. Still Poland with an awful lot of work to do. Decheko setting up big Sebastian Solé pretty handily there. Again, Decheko perfectly placed. Looks like he might have found a formula here, Velasco. That's going to please him, because Argentina have been much more authoritative in this second set. As Solé nets. And it's Bart Kwolek who's going to go back. As Solé sits down. I haven't seen an awful lot of Kwolek. A couple of cameos in the first round, that was it. It's been used sparingly. He'll work out here in this second set, netting as well. Now Gonzalez and Cabana are going to come back in as Martin Ramos and Luciano Decheko depart. Shouldn't be any kind of a risk at all with Argentina needing 2 points for the set. And there's one for Artur Schalpuk. Skokanovski comes back in then for the Poles. Still long odds against Poland pulling this one back. Bieniek. Yeah, too easy. Pablo Correa dealing with that, taking it to set point. Poglahen, we know, can be a tricky server to deal with. Schalpuk's handled it really well. Schalpuk can't finish the job. Still they can't. Oh, and after all that, it's gone long, and that is a pretty disappointing end to a pretty disappointing set from the Polish perspective, but a terrific set for Argentina. Once again, Poland drop a set under no great pressure, it has to be said. The Argentinians in the crowd are loving this. Now come here with no expectation of anything at all. They've taken a set of the reigning world champions. They didn't turn up till halfway through the first set, Argentina, but they've arrived now, that's for sure. And if Poland don't take Argentina seriously, we could be on course for an upset. Pablo Correa getting the job done there. There's the numbers. Very impressive, even though Poland's still getting those block points. Look at all those errors. Can do much better. Poland take nothing away from Argentina. deserved that. Once they went in front, they just built that lead. So they've got something out of this match after all now. If they can get another set, they guarantee themselves at least a point as well. So, can Argentina build on that? Or will the Poles respond? We've seen them respond to dropping sets before. So, is it a different look from Poland at the start of this third set? Bartosz Kwolek stays in. He will start this third set for the Poles. A real bounce about Argentina in that second set. Much more energy. Lots of belief as well. So, set 3 then. Argentina levelling it up in the last set against the reigning champions, Poland. That's a nice positive start there for Pablo Crear as well. Oh, too easy that. Kavanagh. Good serve. Yeah, not stopping that. Kokonowski taking care of business there. Didn't see too many big power hits in that second set at all from the Poles. There's the quick set. Straight down the middle. Tough to defend those. Kokonowski will serve. Lopez has taken responsibility for that one. Second touch is out. Lopez doing a really nice job on service reception there, because that one was travelling. So Poglahen is back. And that's come back off Bieniek. It's not going to come back off Kurek. Cross-court winner there for Bartosz Kurek. Another big authoritative spike. Velasco just trying to settle everybody back down again. Kurek goes long. Side out Argentina. Crear's serve doesn't cause too many problems. Shalpuk off the block seals the deal for Poland. Shalpuk will now go back. Yeah, even though there was a 3-man block there and Soleil was there, Soleil could not get enough on it. Once again, it's the extra height of the Poles that is causing problems. Lopez handles service reception. Shalpuk, though, takes care of business in the back court for the Poles. And Kurek almost got a net cord in his favour. Lopez blocked out of it completely. Gonzalez has done brilliantly well to keep it alive. Lopez will have another go, and he does beat the block this time. Bit of fire about Thomas Lopez. Well, they kept going to him. It was Gonzalez. Alexis Gonzalez doing so well, and Thomas Lopez coming up with another big play. The 24-year-old enjoying himself here. It's Jose Luis Gonzalez, the 33-year-old. Sending that one over. Kwolek's just about got a bit of that. Kwolek will look to finish the job. Gonzalez with the dig. Poglahen denied by Shalpuk defensively. Kwolek, too good for the block. And there were three of them there. It's a well-constructed point. Yeah, this was really well worked by the Poles. The block is getting better from Argentina. Kwolek was too good there. As Bieniek will serve long. Lopez then with the jump serve. Ooh, block stuffed right out of it. Well, that block's been improving. It's only been a matter of time, and Sole gets the big win over Bartosz Kurek there. You can see them timing it better and better the longer this match goes on, Argentina. Finally, they get a big win. Lopez will continue. It's a really good serve, brilliantly dug out. Lopez has kept that alive. Gonzalez just dumping it up there, and the other Gonzalez is with the third touch. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And a lift, carry, whatever you like to call it. Poland's sloppy play continuing here. Well, somewhere France and Serbia will be watching this and thinking to themselves, if Poland come out against us like this, we're going to have some fun. So Argentina building up the lead here in this second set. Shalpuk can't find a winner. Gonzalez keeps that alive. And what about that for Jose Luis Gonzalez? Another winner. And Argentina it is. 8-4 at the technical turnaround. A story developing here then. This is a surprise. Poland still can't drag themselves out of their rather loose play. Well, is this going to carry on like this? Well, Lopez will carry on serving. And his last two serves have shown that he is very capable. Now David Konarski comes in with Lomac as well. Gregor's Lomac in with Konarski. The opposite. Now, normally it's Schultz that comes in with Lomac. But not here, so that's a change. Kurek is out, along with Trieska. And Argentina looking to try and build on this lead here. Yeah, that was really nicely played down the line there. One of the 5 survivors from that 2014 gold medal winning squad, David Konarski. So Luis Gonzalez pushes it way too deep. There's a point clawed back. That was one of those that you got to have. Well defended. And they force Gonzalez to go long. So Konarski will continue then. No, he won't. Side out Argentina after the long serve. Pablo Correa comes in as Alexis Gonzalez, the veteran libero, will sit this point out with Argentina serving. Soleil. Ooh, took a touch on the way through there from Kokanovski. Might even been right in the back court there where Lopez may have been the man to help it on its way. Let's have a look. Was it early? I don't think Correa got any piece of it, but in the back court, it definitely took a touch from Lopez. May even have caught Correa on the way through as well. Either way, it's Wallach going for serve, rather going for it a bit too much. Side out Argentina with Maximilian Cavana. Oh, the block's there, but I don't think that's going to keep it in. No, it's not. Kokanovski then. Poland 8-10 in arrears here. Correa handles serve. And then Gonzalez finishes the job. It's as easy as 1-2-3 that for Argentina. So Christian Poglahen, big server, too big. That's what Poland needed to see, get Poglahen out of the rotation. Low match thing. Serving Poglahen, just a little touch there, nicely rescued by Zatorski. Schaupuk's got to beat the block, ha ha ha. What a pickup that was. All in vain. Now, meanwhile, we've got a little problem there. That's Lopez that's gone down. And there's another Argentinian as well who's gone down. Now, Lopez went down heavily, clutching his hip. That doesn't look good at all. And, that might be Poglahen. Where is Poglahen rescuing that? No, that's the two of them. Oh, ouch. That's Gonzalez going down. On the other side, well, Gonzalez is up on his feet, but Lopez most definitely is not. So Lopez has come off second best there, just hasn't moved, still lying on his side. He felt that right hip immediately. Well, this will be a real blow for Argentina if he has to go. He's provided a bit of spark and energy. Still is on the floor as well, so look at these fans and they watch on, because nobody likes to see a player injured. And I think they are calling for the stretcher here. Lopez is sitting up. Collision between Lopez and Gonzalez. Hopefully it's not too serious, but it's certainly extremely painful. But now finally Thomas Lopez is on his feet. And he is going to get away from the court unaided. Looks like he's landed, he's collided right on his hip there. Not even sure if he's going to check out. He might be staying on. Well, Lopez is not going anywhere. So after all that, play can resume. Poland looking to level it up here. As Gregor's low match. Wonder if he's going to target low match. Lopez, no, he doesn't. Ooh, an overpass. Early targeted Poglahen, and Poglahen's had one or two ups and downs with service reception, and that's enough for Julio Velasco to say timeout, and Lopez is definitely not 100%. That Argentina lead is gone here. Timeout, low match will continue with Poland having levelled this one up now. And too good from Krea. Zanotti will come back in for Lopez, who will finally get himself out of there. Still not moving particularly well, Lopez, so Lisandro Zanotti back in as Krea serves long. So up next it'll be Artur Shalpuk. Zanotti's not exactly handled that brilliantly. Gonzalez just happened to be there, and Zanotti's pushed it over. Can't find a winner though, thanks to low match. And nor can Kwolek. He can't find a winner under some pressure, it has to be said. That was one of those spikes that are always tough to achieve. Great rescue from low match. And then Kwolek stretching, slipped it past Gonzalez, but could not keep it in. So side out Argentina. It's Gonzalez, Jose Luis Gonzalez. Brilliantly rescued there by Shalpuk. Kwolek's beat there. Get another go here, Kwolek. Good chance this for Gonzalez. And the chance is taken as well. And Argentina, just like that, back in front again. Off the top of the head there of Bartosz Kwolek. So Gonzalez then, continuing. Yeah, it's gone long. That's good news for Poland. He is being challenged. Was it in? Was it out? The technology will tell us. Yeah, it's out. You can hear the Polish fans in the crowd reacting to that. Ooh, beautifully placed, right in the corner. Dropped in perfectly, that. Argentina holding on to their lead here. Sometimes it's just all about placement, isn't it? But you can't place it much better than that one. So Zanotti looking to take Argentina to the second technical timeout in good shape. They're going to have to wait. David Konarski's made sure of that. side out, Poland. Oh, too long, way too long. That'll take Argentina to the second technical timeout, up by 2. Looking to take a second set off the reigning world champions. It'll be the first team to take a point off Poland of this year's competition. They may have dropped sets, but they didn't drop any points, Poland, in Pool D. They're under pressure here. So here's Sebastian Soleil. Sluka can't find a winner. Back comes Poglahen, who can. What a well-played cross-court. That was under pressure from Christian Poglahen. Dropped that into the corner perfectly. Poland are up against it here. That second set was no fluke. Argentina showing a lot of grit here. This is a useful little lead they're building up. So they will continue. Sluka ends their revival, but it's still a 2-point lead that Argentina have here. So the pressure is on here for the Poles still. Once you get past the second technical timeout, that's when you sprint for the finish line. First and 25 points, you have to win by 2 clear points, of course. But once you get to 20, you're starting to think, yeah, if you're first one there, you think we got a chance. Oh, that's an overpass which has been well handled by Schalpuk. And it was Sluka getting the congratulations for the serve that caused problems. And it's all about who's going to win the battle there, and the setter in that situation falling backwards. No chance. Sluka again. Zanotti handling that. Poglahen, yeah, he's really coming on stronger and stronger in this match. Christian Poglahen, after being chased out early. Schalpuk. Zanotti there to rescue that. Poglahen again goes for touch. And touch is good enough. And Argentina continuing to ask all sorts of questions here. And it's Vital Hayden that's forced to take a timeout. And those that said Argentina were here just to make up the numbers, no chance of getting through, well, all that may be true, but the idea that everybody's going to steamroller them 3-0 has already gone out the window. And whilst France and Serbia might be looking at this Polish team right now and saying, well, hang on, they're not invincible, they might also be looking at Argentina and saying, well, maybe they're a bit tougher than we expected.
But by looking, we don't come on.
Promising position for Argentina to be in as Cavani serves. Low match to Konarski, really nicely picked up by Cavani. Poglahen, oh, he's found the spot again. Oh, he's got his angles absolutely bang on here, Poglahen. Even for a team that's got as much firepower as Poland, this is going to take some bringing back. I just wonder what kind of changes Vital Heinen might be considering. Maybe bringing Novakovsky back.
That's all. Ready for the fingers from the guy from
Well, there's no sign of Novakovsky stripping off and getting ready. But they have not been the same, Poland, since they took off their #1 middle blocker. And Argentina threatening to cash in here. So here's Cavana. A healthy 4-point lead Argentina have here. It was nearly a 5-point lead as Kopinovsky got repelled. Low match doesn't fool anybody. Poglahen finds yet another winner. Poglahen has absolutely caught fire the second half of this third set. He's hitting everything now. Well, it's all about confidence, isn't it, sometimes? Chased out early, and Julio Velasco very cleverly just said, I'll sit you down for a while. Bring you back when you're ready. Boy, is he making a difference now. Kanarski blocked out of it. Pablo Craig saying, no way, that's not going anywhere. Oh, they're even winning the block battles now, Argentina. Now, this third set is just fizzling out completely for Poland. It's going to guarantee Argentina at least a point. The first team in this year's competition to take 2 sets off Poland as well. Schalpuk's got that one, but it's far too late in the day, you would have thought. Yeniak comes back in, as does this man here, Vina Novakovsky. They sat him down thinking it was all over. But it's a measure of Argentina's spirited recovery. They had to bring him back. Now, can he find some of those tricky serves of his? Zanotti's just about handled that. Gonzalez, though, blocked out of it. And it landed on the line. So a point for the Poles. That is going to get looked at. Did seem to hit the line. And it only takes one part of the circumference of the ball to overlap any part of the line for that to be in. Well, he was nearest it as well, Julio Velasco. Oh, look at that. So, by the narrowest of margins. One's gone Poland's way, and he's seen it all before over the years. Velasco can only afford himself a wry smile, but Poland lead a lot more of those calls. He's had to pull themselves back into this third set. Zanotti again, not exactly perfect, but he's done enough. Nice pick up from Schalpuk off the Gonzalez attempt. And then Gonzalez wins the battle at the second attempt. Well, Jose Luis Gonzalez making his presence felt, isn't he, as well? He couldn't win the point offensively, but he got the block. That, you would think, is it, as far as this set is concerned. Especially with Poglahen up. There's always an ace around when Poglahen is serving, not on that occasion though. Side out, Poland. Low match. As he fluked one. Zanotti's asking to do a lot there. The block was there, second touch was good from Craig. And eventually it is won by Sluka. It is still looking like a very, very tall order, this, for the Poles. Well played point. Both of them had their chances here, and eventually Sluka with the pipe attack. Low match. Oh, that's an overpass. All right. And dear oh dear, what an opportunity. Net contact brings up set point. So here we go then. Argentina looking to secure a 2-1 lead here, courtesy of Pablo Creer. Took a very funny bounce. And then the pipe attack misses anyway. Poglahen. But Arthur Schalpuk needs 3 points on serve. And that is asking a lot. Level nearly impossible. Zanotti handles that. Gonzalez misses. That might be a missed opportunity, and Velasco's a little bit worried. He's called timeout. So after the timeout, Schalpuk will continue to try and keep Poland alive here. Poglahen hasn't handled that very well. There's a really good chance here for the Poles to get a second go at this with Sluka. Zatorski's rescued the situation. Konarski denied as well. Much better blocking this. Oh, and eventually it's dropped in from Schalpuk. Got the better of Gonzalez. That was a big point. So much better defensively all round. Eventually, Sluka finishes the job. Now, can Schalpuk keep things alive? The Checo comes in alongside Martin Ramos again. This is it. Poland looking to level. Argentina looking to wrap up the set. And they do so with Lisandro Zanotti going cross-court. And would you believe it? Would you believe it? Argentina, who were bombed out 25-16 in the first set, didn't look like they belonged at all. They've only taken a 2-1 lead over Poland. It's dropped points for Poland for the first time in the competition. That might prove to be costly. And it's at least a point claimed by Argentina. And Zanotti finishing with real confidence as well. Really well played again, Argentina. Nothing fortuitous about that set. They got Poland's attention in the last set. Oh, it hasn't stopped them taking this third set. Who knows? We could be heading to 5 here. Big surprise potentially brewing now. So, where is the surprise scoreline? The blocks now being won by Argentina as well. Not much in it anywhere else, but Argentina, if they start winning the blocking battle where they were overwhelmed in that first set, that is going to give us a very different match, and that's exactly what we're seeing here. Argentinian spiking. See, plenty of variety there. It's mainly, has to be said, Poland finding those edges and those corners. There's the poles. That's how they are sending down their winners. That left-hand side was particularly productive for them as we look. Now then, can Argentina go on and wrap up what would be an extraordinary victory, bearing in mind they haven't beaten Poland at world level in a long, long time. Here's Maximilian Cavana to open up this fourth set. A stunning scoreline here, Argentina 2-1 up. Schalpuk can't find a winner, Zanotti will just dump that back over. Schalpuk will have another go. He's got himself a winner there at the second attempt. But Argentina dismissed as the make-weights of the group. The team that couldn't qualify anyway, whatever. But boy, they can play spoiler. They're threatening to do that here. Novakovsky, who thought his day was done, well, he's back again. And that is a big bonus for Argentina. Novakovsky out of there without sustaining any damage. That's a big plus. Especially when you've got Christian Poglahen up next. Yeah, there's an ace. Driven straight at Zatorski. He's the best source of points on serve for Argentina, Poglahen. There's no doubt about that. This has been threatened for a while. Really nicely splitting Zatorski and Sluka there. That time he went after Sluka. Schalpuk's denied. Big stuff. Big stuff. Gonzalez was there with Crair. And they've taken him out. That's dropped in. Argentina jump into the early lead here, and suddenly Julio Velasco's thinking we could have something big going on here. So Poglahen will continue with serve, and Poland need him knocked out of the rotation. That'll do it. Kanarski goes back. Gonzalez handles that. Zanotti with the winner as well. It's almost as if Argentina just had to make an adjustment to the height and the presence of the poles. They were overwhelmed in that first set. They couldn't get a block. They couldn't beat a block. They've been doing so consistently ever since. That's Kanarski. Really had to find something there, and Zanotti's thinking, oh, I wish I'd let that go. That could have been picked up in the backcourt, maybe. As it is, inside out. Well, he's got to try and find something, hasn't he, Zanotti? Schalpuk. Not stopping those. Christian Poglahen has really got himself fired up now. There is confidence, belief and authority about his offensive work. Jose Luis Gonzalez has brought all of those things since coming on early in that first set. Oh, he's nailed an ace. No, it's just missed. Well, it's going to be reviewed because the side judge, first of all, said it's in, and then changed his own call and said it's out. So, almost by definition, you have to challenge. If the side judge isn't sure, you have to challenge it. Now, remember that one that went Poland's way earlier by the slimmest of margins? Is this one going to go Argentina's way? That was a good call. So, Kokonovsky then. A man who has 4 block points to his name. It's been a while since we've seen any of those, and his ace serving has been such a feature of his tournament so far. Not seen much of that either. Very few aces in this match. Novakovsky had one, Jose Luis Gonzalez had one, and that's about it. And Schalpuk doesn't exactly handle that brilliantly. Sluka gets blocked out of it, but gets another go at it. Konarski, that's picked off by Gonzalez, but that's going to come back. Sluka, oh, there's an antenna touch there, and that goes against Argentina. So Sluka claims the point. As Fabian Friesga now will go back. Again, Poglahen driving right through that. It's really good to see Christian Poglahen go through the gears in this match after that really uncertain start. Argentina still protecting this slender lead. Can they build on it now with Sebastian Solé? That was just missed. The best middle blocker of the 2015 FIVB World Cup, Sebastian Solé. So Sluka's back there. Yeah, it was really well rescued there by Cavana. There was a real danger that that ball was going to be an overpass, and he's just managed to get it under control and set it up, and Argentina get to the technical timeout. 8-6 to the good here, and Vital Hayden continues to have work to do here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bulgaria just won against Iran with 3-0 set in the second round of the competition. So we are proud with our team, and we are proud with you because you are here and we love you. So ladies and gentlemen, raise your hands for Poland, Serbia, France, Argentina, Bulgaria, Poland, Serbia, France, Argentina, Bulgaria.
So Cavana will continue then. Konarski can't get past Zanotti. Poglahen. That was Zatorski picking that up. Konarski. Oh, what an angle he took there. Oh my goodness. Well, this was driven. The most acute angle as well from David Konarski. Poland are in a dogfight here, they know it. Novakovsky up next for them. Yeah, nicely taken away by Pablo Crea. Let's side out Argentina, and it's Poglahen up next as well. Nicely taken there by Crea. If he can find a couple of big serves here, it really will give Argentina a bit of a cushion. Big if, of course. Zatorski's handled that absolutely brilliantly. That's all about the libero, Pavel Zatorski. Shalpuk will get the point that shows up on the stats, but that was about service reception. And that was hard to handle. He's done it brilliantly there. So side out. Poland with Konarski looking to level it up now. Pablo Crea. Can he add something to this slender Argentinian lead here? Zatorski handles that. And it's the easy put away there for Kokanovski. Plenty of space there between blockers and backcourt. All you've got to do is find it, which Jakub Kokanovski did just there. Shalpuk then. Gonzalez can't deny Zatorski. Konarski is blocked out of it as well. There was all sorts of stuff going on with Konarski right under the net there. And the call has gone against Poland, presumably for Konarski. Vital Haina's not too thrilled about that. So is there a centre line violation here? That's what we will find out. Well, there was certainly plenty of David Konarski went over the line. Did all of David Konarski go over the line? A fault. There's the confirmation. So Argentina's slim lead remains intact as Jose Luis Gonzalez in nets side out Poland. Novakovsky comes back in as Zatorski sits down. Kokanovski goes back. Kokanovski capable of going on a burst at any time. We saw that in the match against Iran in the pool stage. And it was level late on, and Kokanovski just went to work. And the man going to work there is Peter Novakovsky with the big block. And just like that, Poland are level again. Well, this is how he makes his living, isn't it? Times those so well. Kokanovski then continuing. And the attack hit is stuffed out of it as well. That was Alexander Sluka there, taking Christian Poglahen out of there. So back-to-back block points. Poland back to doing what they do so well. Back in. Off the back of that one. Double substitution. Decheco is back in. Ramos is back in. So they're just trying to find a different blend now, Argentina. Wobbling here. Back-to-back blocks off the Kokanovski serve. And then he nets. Fourth set, hanging in the balance. Remember, it's a set Poland have to take if they want to extend it. Now the team trailing and chasing. Amazingly enough, Konarski too hot, way too hot there for Decheco. little bit more flow and energy about Poland. Nice reverse set there from Drieska. Checo sent that way out wide, rather telegraphed to Poglahen there. Konarski picked up by Zanotti in the backcourt. Poglahen denied again, but getting there in the end was Sole. He stuck to it well there, Argentina. Poland throwing up all those containment blocks, just sticking to it. In the end, Sole getting the better of Novakovsky. Really have no chance there. Sole can now serve. Ooh, that's a bit of a wild one from Alexander Sluka. You don't expect to see misses like that from the Poles, who have not brought their A game to this match. Novakovsky taking care of business. We were a long way from it, but a Polish defeat here in 4 would give them 0 points and it would throw the group wide open. They'd still be on 15 points with Serbia on 14 and France on 12. The whole pool will be up for grabs. Ramos taking care of the spike down the line. Straight at Zatorski. He's keeping the pressure on. And it's Martin Ramos, who was part of the squad that won gold in 2015 at the Pan American Games. A bunch of Argentinian players here that were there in 2015 in Canada. Shalpuk handling pretty well. Novakovsky can't get the better of Zanotti, but the block was there. I think that was Konarski. Might have been Novakovsky, but the way Konarski reacted, the suspicion is that yet another Polish block came off the forearms of the Polish number 3 there as Novakovsky goes back. This is who you want. Sending in some of these tricky, challenging serves that seem to float away sometimes. But on that occasion, too good for Pablo Crer. And that will take Argentina to the technical timeout, 16-15 up, and with a real chance here of winning this match in 4. But Poland, of course, with a very, very good chance of extending it into a decider. Nicely balanced, this one. But who would have known that this would have been so competitive, especially after that first set. Now, Poglahen, if he can find a couple of sizzlers. Somehow Sluka's got a hold of that. Konarski, brilliant. Now that was a must-win point there for Poland. They've taken care of the dangerous Poglahen. Changes see Kurek and Lomach coming in. Kurek's played a very, very limited role here in this match. Konarski, one of the 2 to sit down, along with Drieska, of course. Lomach always seems to come in when he's up to serve. 16 all then, 4th set. Poland trailing Argentina 2-1. Zanotti. That's absolutely brilliantly rescued by Sluka. Zanotti will just have to recycle that though. They'll get another go at it, and Zanotti will try and finish it at the second attempt, and does. Gets the better of Bartosz Kurek, that still looked a bit cold coming off the bench there. That almost took out the technical table there from Shalpuk. And then Kurek just couldn't win that battle against Zanotti. Far side, so Kreh now will serve. Put up by Sluka. This is going to come back. Zatorski. Shalpuk. Oh, that's a nice winner. That's an impressive winner from Shalpuk. These are the spikes that Poland can't afford to get wrong. Anything that goes out now could determine the set. It's level, 17 all. Shalpuk then will serve. Zanotti not exactly handling that perfectly. And there'll be a chance here for Sluka. Oh, that's a brilliant rescue from Zanotti. Ramos, though, can't find a winner. Lomac taking care of that, and then Kurek missing. Well, that's extraordinary. That was a point for the taking. Bartosz Kurek had to take an angle, yes. With the block so strong, you'd expect Bart Kurek to find the line there. So Argentina keeping the pressure on here. And it's Luciano the Checo who will serve. That's trouble. That's trouble. Zanotti deals with that after Sluka came up with the overpass. And that means that the shock is definitely on now, and Vital Heinen knows it. He's called timeout. This is there for the taking for Argentina. Can they hold their nerve? Can Poland step it up? Well, that's Vital Heinen who will put out the verbal stuff, but he was being all tactical, controlled, recognising that this is a high-pressure situation. It's already at least 1 point drop for Poland. There's a real risk it could be all three going here. The Checo then will continue with serve. Zatorski handles that. Kwolek blocked out again, but somehow that stayed alive. But it's not alive anymore. That's Christian Poglahen driving through with the attack hit. And Argentina will not have a better chance than this. Kurek's been sat down again. This has not been one of his great days. Kanarski's back in, as is Driezga, the setter. Novakovsky's on the bench as well. Argentina up by 3 here, needing 5 to wrap it up. That was a sizzler there from De Checo. Kanarski picked up. Zanotti can't find the winner. Ooh, they almost got in each other's way there. This is nervous times. That was not particularly brilliantly handled. They'll get another dig at this, although Zanotti will probably just have to dump and hope. Zatorski picks that up. Kanarski gets there in the end. That might be the point that keeps Poland in it. Novakovsky will come back in as just take another look at that. That was a real high pressure point. And it's gone Poland's way. And no wonder Kanarski came in. He's just hitting more reliably than a lot of the other Polish players at the moment. So Novakovsky back in for the libero. And Poland still chasing 2 points on serve, and Jakub Kokonowski might be their best chance at him. De Checo sends it out the other way. Oh, he's made a mess of that. Made a mess of that, Zanotti. Is there going to be a challenge? Yes, there is.
The challenge for Argentina.
Well, That looked as if Zanotti just got it all wrong, but the way he reacted instantly would suggest that maybe there was a block touch. That's what they're checking. Oh, this is a big call right here. Anything? Ooh. Oh, yes. Yeah, the forearms. Oh, hello. Well, that looked like the forearm move, but it's been called as no touch. Yeah, you can see the forearm move. It's not been called. Well, well, well. That's a let-off for Poland. Kokonowski. Gonzalez handling that. Ramos blocked out of it. Gonzalez there to clean up to Checo. Oh, and it's a wild one. It's a wild one. Soleil had to have that. Well, that lead's gone. And now, Velasco has got to call a timeout. They'll still, I'm sure, be seething about that non-call. Poland might have got themselves off the hook here. Kokonowski then, 20 all here in the fourth. Yeah, no doubt about that one. Soleil gets Argentina back in business. This is when the good teams rise to the fore. Nicely finished there by Soleil, and Lisandro Zanotti now will serve. Serving Sluka. Kanarski, who's been absolutely rock steady here for Poland, comes through. And Rizga will go back. Oh, not stopping that one. Martin Ramos. Really nice take on the cross court. Found a huge crease to send it down. And the pressure still on. Poland have to bring this Soleil serve back. They won't need to, it's netted. Now Schalpuk is coming out. Damian Schultz isn't coming in, is he? It's not Schalpuk. It's Sluka that's out. Schultz is being sent back to serve at 22 all in the fourth set, with Argentina leading 2-1. That's a good serve. Schalpuk can put that away, and does. That's a big point. Well, that one worked, didn't it? Bring Schultz in, bring something different. Absolute chaos on the Argentinian side. Velasco forced to take the timeout. Well, which way is this one going to go? Another serve like that. And Poland will be at set point. Here's Schultz looking to weave his magic again. It's a good one, it's a clean ace, driven straight at Christian Poglahen, and that takes Poland 2 set points. Out goes Poglahen, but the damage you suspect is done. Conte is in. And here's Schultz looking to wrap it up with 3 points in a row on his serve. Can they back up the ace with another ace? No, he's gone long. But the pressure on Argentina is huge here. Schultz will check out, having done his job. Schluker comes back in. And it's Cavana and Gonzalez back in for Ramos and De Checo. And Cavana has to win this point to keep Argentina alive in this 4th set. Shalput wraps it up for Poland. And we are going all the way. Well, that assures Poland of at least 1 point. Now, this absorbing contest is going to go to a decider. In the 5th set, it's not to 25, it's to 15. You still have to win by 2 clear points. And Artur Shalput getting the better of Jose Luis Gonzalez to secure it. I'm sure Argentina still wondering about what might have been with that non-call on the block touch that did not go their way. This could have been a very different outcome. As it is, it's the Polish fans that are celebrating. And we are going to a decider. Comes down to the decider then, as we look at the numbers from that last set. The Polish block getting back in. Other than that, there was very, very little to choose between them. 14-13 attack points, 8-7 errors. Let's look at the Polish setter points. 89% sending in. That's the kind of numbers you want. Your Fabrian Drieska or Grzegorz Lomacz. That is where the Polish setter, mainly Drieska, has been setting his teammates. An awful lot going down the middle. Rather surprising that which is such a big weapon for the Poles, has been so sparingly used. Nevertheless, the Poles have managed to claw their way to a decider here. First to 15, but you must win by 2 clear points. Can Argentina, shrugged off that dreadful start, still wrap up a victory here? Will Poland secure what would be their 100th World Championship victory. Sluka. Oh, the block is there early, but not in play, much to Vital Heinen's frustration. Have a look at it. Yeah, it took a horrible angle, didn't it? Off Shalpuk. Speaking of angles, what about that from Konarski? Kokonowski comes back in as Pavel Zatorski, the libero, sits down, and in comes Peter Novakovsky. First to 15, you fall behind early in the decider. There's almost no way back. Novakovsky's disgusted with himself. Poglahen. Can he tear it up here? Ooh, it's a sizzler, but it's not too long. Konarski, they'll owe him a lot if they do get the win here, Poland. Not too good from Lisandro Zanotti. Really solid all-round performance this from Argentina. Julio Velasco had to make so many changes to his starting six after the horror show of the first set. Bringing in the likes of Gonzalez, Zanotti, Crair, Lopez until he got hurt. A big, big factor in why they're still here. But which way is it going to go? 2 all in sets, 3 all in points. This one up for grabs. Who's going to get the bonus point? Shalpuk. Well, no question about that. The quick set from Kavanagh to Solé. Pretty much impossible to defend. Look how high that ball is when he takes it. It is barely on its way down. Impossible to stop. You just cannot get there in time. Now, is that block going to drop in? Yes, it is. Well, that's Zanotti doing some work. And it's Bruno Lima who got chased out early that has come back in to serve. Now that is spinning away, and Zatorski knew it was going to drop in, and there was nothing he could do about it. So the early breakthrough goes Argentina's way. And Lima will look to continue to keep that going. Gonzalez sticks a hand out to keep that alive. Zanotti again. That's going to drop out as well, and this is a very, very important little burst here for Argentina. Vital Heinen, not surprisingly, says we've got to call a halt right now. Well, Poland are really going to have to go through the gears here. Even if they do crawl out of this with a win, and that's what it'll be, they will have crept away with a win. Which is still a big if, incidentally. Not that these fans will care. This performance and this scoreline is going to send some shockwaves through the rest of the competition. Lima nets. And whatever happens, France and Serbia, who played earlier today, another 5-setter. They'll certainly be looking with great interest at what's happened here. Now, can they rescue it again with Kokonowski? That goes long, well left. intense pressure here, Poland, because if there's another Argentina point on serve, you would think that might be it. Zanotti with the floater. Zatorski handles that. Konarski dug out by Gonzalez. They're going to have a chance at this. Gonzalez can't get that one though, and Poglahen had no chance against the block. Side out Poland. Well, they keep themselves alive here. That's all they're doing. Yeah, it was really reaching there. Novakovsky is not the man to be facing when you're really at full stretch like that. You can't get anything on the ball at all. So Novakovsky winning that battle. Poland still looking to repair some damage here. Drieska with serve. There's the stuff. That was Sluka. That's one of those points back. Well, here it is. Driven in from Lima. Lima had a tough time in the first set as well, so interesting that he's brought him back here, Julio Velasco. They're looking to level it up here with Drieska. Poglahen did not take a touch on the way through on the cross court, and just like that, the Poles are level. They would love to challenge this, but I don't think they feel any confidence about it at all, Argentina. And changes are coming, with Pacheco coming in, Ramos coming in, and it's Lima who's out of there, along with, of course, Cabana. So level again here. It's Fabian Drieska to just keep this Polish renaissance in full bloom. Nice early take there. Soleil was not going to be denied. So we get to the turnaround, and it is up for grabs. Argentina with the early breakthrough. The Poles responding very well. Well, this was supposed to be the easy game of the three for Poland. Look at the dogfight. Soleil. That was a good serve. Zatorski doing really well there. Sluka getting the job finished as well. Really important pickup in the backcourt there from Pavel Zatorski. Now it's strong nerves, get that extra bit of energy. One last push here. And the Poles do it well. They've sent for their shock server, Damian Schultz, the man who basically secured the fourth set for them. Can he make a dent here in this fifth set as well? Oh, he's found almost a clean ace. It's going to be advantage Poland here, as Poglahen just has to send that back. And that is finished by Artur Szalpuk. And everybody on the Argentina side has gone over to complain, and a yellow card has been issued. The coolest man in the place. He's not in shot at the moment. It's him right there, Damian Schultz. Conte comes back in. It's Poglahen, who's a little bit shaky on service reception. He's taken out of the firing line. Schultz looking to give Poland the first lead of this deciding set, or consolidating this first lead, should I say. This is a side out, we're level again. Zanotti handles, quickly taken by Crair, so it is still level. So Schultz checks back out, job done, Sluka back in. serve. Kanarski blocked out of it by Kreh and possibly Conte. Maybe it was even Conte that got the touch there. Kreh was certainly there, but Conte might just have got the touch here. It was Conte. Just threw that left hand at it. And another timeout gets called by Poland.
Timeout for Poland.
Moment then, Martina Ramos looking to send in another big serve. Everybody floods up close for Poland. Kanarski can't find a winner. What an opportunity this is for Conte, blocked out of it. Gonzalez with the rescue. The touch doesn't work. Conte recycles. Conte has another go. Brilliant dig from Driesger. Pushed over by Schalpuk. Conte again. There's a touch on the antenna. Which way is this going to go? It goes Argentina's way. And of course, at this close to the finish line, that has to be challenged. Vital Hainen has challenged that. That did look in real time as if it came off a Polish player and then onto the antenna. Oh, how decisive could this be? Well, they've had one go very much in their favour, it has to be said. Earlier in the match, Poland, and they're going to get this one as well. Let's have a look. Julio Velasco waits. Vital Hainen knows if this one goes against him, it may be too late in the day to pull this back. Both captains are having a chat at the chair while all this is going on. While Vital Hainen waits, all fairly good-natured there between De Checo and Driesger and Mr. Ramirez. Wait goes on. And on and on. Well, you'll see, or rather you'll hear which way it goes by the reaction of the crowd. If there's a huge cheer, it's gone Poland's way. There might be something different than a cheer. Doesn't. Hopefully it's not going to be controversial in any way. And still we wait. 9-11 here in the deciding set. I know Mr. Ramirez is in communication in his earpiece as well. Here we go. There's the contact off the antenna, and who's it touched last? Does it touch Kanarski? Is that touching an Argentinian player? It's a fault, is the call. That we know, but which way? But we still don't know. It goes Argentina's way. The call in the chair is that's Argentina's. Now the second referee's gone over there. He might have a different perspective. Well, they've already had one go their way, Poland. And they're going to get this one go their way. At the moment, no. But the conversation continues. And it's going to come down to the man from the Dominican Republic, Mr. Ramirez. Well, well, well. Checo's over there saying, come on. Well, the fact is, nobody really knows what's going on here. Well, the video evidence inconclusive. So we get to do it all again after all that. So still 10-9. Ramos then with serve. Driesger sends it over to Schalpuk, who's got a lot of work to do, and after all that, Schalpuk now wants a challenge. He's convinced there's a touch on that. It went long, and it has indeed been overturned in the chair, so we'll level. The original call was it was long, and the block touch is acknowledged, so side out. 10-all after all that. Argentina must be feeling very hard done by again. That's 2 video calls that have gone against them. Not well handled by Zanotti. Conte with work to do. Yeah, he's in trouble. Somehow that's been kept alive, but he had no chance. Conte. The block had about 10 seconds to set itself up. Everyone knew where it was coming. Look at that. Absolutely no way through. Dokonovsky right in the middle of it. Even a bit of the Cristiano Ronaldo's wasn't going to rescue that situation. No chance. It's actually Konarski that gets the decisive touch. And Poland now have a lead. And will resume after the timeout. So Poland need 4 points to get out of this dogfight with 2 points. Peter Nowakowski to say that he is overdue. It's a big serve. Well, that's an understatement. Nowakowski's serve has not been a factor since that first set. A lot of movement on there. Conte's handled it pretty well. A bit of football there coming in from Crair. And that goes Argentina's way, or does it? The original call was that it's Argentina's way, and now, as you can see, Vital Hayner wants that looked at. And, Julio Velasco has shown his disgust. He's just having a good time. So here we go again. Block touch is the call, or the question, should we say. This isn't going to get too bad-tempered, but Martin Ramos is looking daggers at Vital Hayner at the moment. On the other side, a few laughs there between Fabian Driesger and Alexis Gonzalez, and Gonzalez at 37 years old has seen it all before. Taking any of this too seriously. Block touch is what's being challenged. It's getting involved from the sideline. The second referee, he wants to get back in. Fabian Driesger had gone over to have a word with Mr. Ramirez. Conte's gone over there to have a word with him. His fans ready to just cheer. Well, it's all going off here in this 5th set, isn't it? decision has been made in the chair after the review. Big moment in the match, this. It goes Poland's way. There's confirmation. Argentina are absolutely disgusted. Absolutely disgusted. All the players that aren't playing have come up to the sideline. Oh, they're furious. They're absolutely furious. The second referee is getting it. Even Julio Velasco absolutely livid. Now the Checo's going over there just to have a respectful conversation, which the captain is allowed to do. They've had some... Yeah, that's the worst, you can hear that, and they've had one or two. There was certainly one call that was really poor. That touch on the forearm that was not given. And everything else, this is a rough fifth set here with the officials. They're having to deal with a lot. Oh, borderline stuff. But Argentina will certainly feel that when it was inconclusive, they had to do it again, even though it looked as if it was their point. That's at least twice now. And Poland have got the benefit. Could even be 3 times. But after all that, we will continue with Peter Nowakowski. They'd like a bit of controversy to stoke the fires, get the interest going. And this match has had quite a bit of it. Now Nowakowski at 12-10. Conte handles that. Ramos can't find a winner. They'll take it to Conte, who will find a winner off Konarski. Side out Argentina. Conte after that will go out, and the big hitting Christian Poglahen will come in, and he will serve. But does he need an ace now? With Poland close to the finish line, they'll need 2 points if they win this point. It's a zinger. Zatorski's handled it absolutely brilliantly, and Schalpuk can't find a winner though. Ramos digs that one out. Zanotti, nicely dug out there by Driezga. They'll have another go, and this time Schalpuk does find the winner, and now it is 13-11, and now Poland are close, really close. Got there in the end. Zanotti had everything taken out of that, so Driezga was there to pick it up. And despite an incredibly heroic effort from Crer in particular, Artur Schalpuk loves a cross court. Argentina take a timeout, knowing that they're 2 points from packing their bags here. So after all that, David Konarski will look to wrap it all up. 13-11. Not going to wrap it up there. Oh, but the stuff was there from Kokonowski, and now it is match point. It looks like Argentina are finally beaten here. Oh, this has been a frustrating night for them. But David Konarski looking to secure a 5-set win here for Poland, who really have been put through the mill by Argentina here. Nicely handled and put away by Crer. That was Poglahen with service reception there, but the truth is now they need their best server out there, because these next 2 points must be won on serve to keep Argentina alive, and the pressure is on Pablo Crer, the 29-year-old. This looks like it could be trouble. No, it's not. Ramos has kept that alive. Zanotti keeps it alive. They will not go away, will they? It is still match point, though. Crair will serve. Schaupuk, picked up by Poglahen. Oh, that's not going to go. Zanotti somehow has to try and win that. Schaupuk again. It's kept alive again. Ramos can't beat Konarski. And there's a point goes on a carry, I think, against Schaupuk. They fought off 2 match points here, Argentina. Well, there's not going to be a challenge on that, is there, surely? Well, that's unbelievable. Oh, Argentina have really showed some resolve here. Well, there he goes. Hustle over there. Joined the Checo. And it goes against Schaupuk. So Crair, with 2 points on serve, will look to extend this here. Driesga. Konarski blocked. They're in trouble. It's unbelievable. Well, the blockers come in again for Argentina. There are Polish fans all around this arena that can barely believe what they're watching. Poland with 2 match points. Now, match point down. Well, is this extraordinary match ever going to end? Well, these Polish fans trying to get themselves back into it, trying to lift their team as well. As Pablo Crair goes back, serving at match point Argentina. A stunning turn of events here. 3 points in a row for the South Americans. It's another floater. Schaupuk handles that. Schaupuk, can he handle?